What are the three most essential things without which we can't survive? Can you guess? They are food, clothing, and shelter. Out of this, food is the most critical. Yet, have we ever paused to consider the people who grow it for us? Farmers are the backbone of our food supply, but they often face overwhelming challenges. One of these challenges is storms. When a storm hits, it can destroy everything they have worked for in a moment. In such times of despair, many farmers turn to their deep faith in God for strength. This brings me to an important story from the book First Flight, which many of you are reading in class 10. It's the story of a farmer, Lencho, whose faith in God helps him through a similar crisis. Let's explore how Lencho's story reflects the real life struggles of many farmers and how faith helps them to persevere. Hello, friends. I am really excited to share that today we are starting a new course dedicated to my younger brothers, sisters, and teachers, especially those in class 10. We will begin with the book First Flight. Even if you are not in CBSE or class 10, this course will be helpful for improving your English skills, which can benefit you across various subjects and boards. Before we begin, please support this new initiative by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with your friends, especially those who are preparing for their board exams. If you have any questions or suggestions, drop me in the comment and I will do my best to help you. Now, let's dive into the story, A Letter to God by G.L. Funtis. The story is set in a small village in Mexico, where the main character, Lencho, is a farmer. We will follow his journey as he faces a severe storm that destroys all his crops. The characters in the story are Lencho, a hardworking and optimistic farmer with deep faith in God. Lencho's family, his supportive wife and children who are concerned about his struggles. Postman, a kind-hearted person who finds Lencho's letter to God. Postmaster, the postman's boss who also plays a role in supporting Lencho. Now, let's begin the story. The house, the only one in the entire valley, stood on the top of a small hill. From there, you could see a river and a large field of corn. The corn was ready to be harvested, and flowers filled the field, which was signaling a good harvest ahead. But the land needed just a little more rain. Lencho, the farmer, knew his fields well. All morning, he kept looking at the sky, hoping for rain. He said to his wife, "Now we are really going to get some water." She replied,
Yes, God willing.
As they sat down to dinner, big drops of rain started to fall. Lencho went outside to feel the rain on his body, smiling. These aren't raindrops, they are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces, and the small ones are 5 cents. But soon, the rain turned into a storm. Large hailstones began to fall, covering the entire valley in white, as if it were snow. The cornfields were completely destroyed. Lencho stood amidst his ruined crops, devastated. He told his sons, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left us with nothing. We won't have any corn this year." That night, the family was filled with sadness, wondering how they would survive. Let me ask you some quick questions. What did Lancho hope for? Why did Lancho say the raindrops were like new coins? How did the rain change and what happened to Lancho's field? How did Lancho feel when the hail stopped? If you couldn't answer, rewind the video and try again. The next morning, Lancho had only one thought: God. He believed that God could see everything and would surely help. Lancho sat down to write a letter to God, asking for 100 pesos to plant his crops again. He addressed the letter to God and wrote, God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes because of the hailstorms. When postman found the letter, he laughed and showed to the postmaster. Looking the letter first time, the postmaster also laughed. However, the postmaster admired Lancho's faith and decided to help. He collected money from his colleagues and even contributed from his own salary. Although they couldn't manage the full 100 pesos, they managed to collect more than half. The postmaster put the money in an envelope, signed it, God. Now, some more questions for you. Who did Lancho have faith in? Who read the letter? What did the postmaster do to help Lancho? If you are unsure of the answers, don't worry. Rewind the video and review the story. The following Sunday, Lancho came to the post office bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him. While the postmaster, experiencing the containment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. When Lancho received the letter with the money, he wasn't surprised. He had such faith in God that he fully expected the money to be there. But when he counted it, he became angry. Only 70 pesos of what he has asked for had arrived. Lancho immediately wrote another letter to God. In this second letter, he wrote, God, of the money I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, as I need it very much. But don't send it through the post, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. What do you think happened next? Does Lancho ever find out the truth? How do you think he would have reacted if he knew? Sadly, the story ends in this irony. If you are like me, the ending might seem confusing at first. We usually expect stories to have clear conclusions, either positive or negative. But this story ends with irony. Irony is whenever a person says something or does something that contradicts from what we expect them to say or do. In this case, we expected Lancho to be happy, grateful to the post office workers. Instead, he was angry and calls them bunch of crooks, meaning thieves. Lancho's story ends with an irony, but perhaps the author wants us to learn three important lessons. Number one, faith. Faith can keep us going in difficult times. Number two, trust. Trust in others is crucial, but we should also always clarify misunderstandings. And number three, irony. Life doesn't always go as we expect, and we must be prepared to face the reality. Just like Lancho, many farmers dedicate their lives to growing the food we eat. They face countless hardships, yet they continue to persevere. So, the next time you sit down for a meal, take a moment to appreciate the the hard work behind every grain. Remember, every bite is a testament to a farmer's dedication and sacrifice. If you enjoyed this story and found value in it, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. I would love to hear your thoughts or personal stories about faith and perseverance in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. All the best for your exams. Take care and goodbye.